Hey y'all, welcome back to another Goddess Energy Update with me, Priestess Ishtah. In our Goddess Energy Updates, what I love to do is to help all of you to understand two things. So the first part, what we're going to look at is globally what is happening. This is where I get some downloads for predictions. I tend to channel some things that you might see happen on a political scheme, in our weather, certain things such as sometimes we get some downloads on alien visits, and I know that sounds weird, but we'll see what comes through. So you may like that part. And for those of you who are not interested in the global predictions, I do leave a timestamp so when we usher into more of the personal energy. So the second part of these Goddess Energy Updates is I look at how the goddesses are coming in for the month of October and what they are here to help us with. So what they do is they give us a little bit of advice. I also see which particular goddesses or goddess energy is coming through, divine feminine energy, and this is for male and female, divine masculines and divine feminines alike who are watching. So stay tuned. I think this intro is long enough. Let's get into it. So I want to protect the circle, asking our angels, ancestors, guardians, and guides to please stand at their points so that messages only rooted in divine love and wisdom and truth are allowed through. Ashe. Ooh, I felt a chill. So they are here. Okay, so let's get into the global updates. Globally, Great Spirit, please speak through me and let me know what can we expect to see come in for the month of October. Globally, what do you want the collective to know? I do want to say, you saw how that popped out. I do want to say that I had a dream last night, and I had a dream last night that there was these fires that were happening, and the fires were so like, it wasn't like I could see the fire, I could just see the smoke, and I was myself and a neighbor. Now again, I don't know I don't know who this woman was. I just was outside my door and she was leaning outside her door, and we were like, yo, you see this smoke happening? And she's like, yeah, where the hell is it coming from? And the sky was just lit up orange, almost like what I would think Mars looks like if I were on planet Mars, the red planet. 222 on the timer as I say that. So there's definitely something with more of these wildfires, which, by the way, what I felt in my dream, because what I was saying to my neighbor in my dream about the wildfires is that, like, these wildfires aren't real. Like, they're telling us they're wildfires, but they're not really wildfires. There's something else that's happening. It could be some type. What is happening really is that there are the ancient titan spirits, or we call them extraterrestrials, but they're not from outside of the earth. They are from the earth. They were frozen at a point in time. This could be from the ice age. Game of Thrones talks about it in the ice wall, where beyond the ice wall there are these incoming creatures. So, and that's also depicted if you look at the I'll put it on the screen here, but there's a particular map, Nosferandus, excuse me if I'm like messing up the word, because it's another language also. It's in Spanish. Anyway, long story short, I'll put it on the screen, and I'll even leave a link to a gentleman whose YouTube page is really dope, and he does a good job of going through the map in English because it is all in Spanish. The original map maker, this is a map of the rings of the earth outside of just Earth itself. So there are additional rings that exist, and these additional rings have other dimensions and other creatures and other civilizations, some of which have lived here and have, how we have those civilizations that have disappeared over time, like Roanoke or like the Aztecs and the Mayans, and we're like, where did they go? It's said that they went to these outer rings. Some call this Shambhala, others may call this it's called many things. So I'll leave a link for that. But what I'm saying is that a lot of creatures, or a lot of these dimensions, as we are ascending as a collective consciousness, these dimensions are aligning, and as these dimensions align, we're getting introduced to more creatures that we didn't, or more weather temperaments that we didn't know that we didn't typically have on this planet before. And you'll see evidence of that in a less fantasy way, where you might look at a news article if you're scrolling on your phone, or if you look at TV, and you might see a news article that says like, oh, new creature discovered in Patagonia, or is Patagonia a place? I think so. In the Galapagos, or a new creature discovered in India, or new creature discovered in England's caves, and you're like, what the fuck? Or like a 8-eyed fish discovered in China's lakes. So there are these animal or creature discoveries that we've never seen before, or creatures that we've thought were extinct that are now coming back. So that is where we're being slowly introduced to, hey, guess what? We are no longer, like, you're no longer on planet Earth as you've once known it. We've ascended, and that ascension is bringing forth new things. So with all of that said, let's look at the cards. Integrity. So this is the first card, and look at that word at the top, and that's the one that popped out. Fire. Shakti. Fire. And another fire card. You saw me live shuffle. Can't make this up, y'all. There is definitely, and I know this is kind of hard to like put these fully in focus, but there they are for those of you who need to see it. Who need to see the visuals. My neighbor's outside, not the neighbor from my dreams. So anyhow, what I'm seeing is that you see how all of these are goddess energies on here, and it says Shakti. I now know what the fire energy was. The fire energy is the great mother. She's awakening. It's the Shakti spirit. It's the Shakti energy of the earth that is awakening, and that Shakti energy is it's a fire energy. Okay, it's the kundalini of the earth. It's the divine feminine power. If you look up Shakti in Judaic tradition, or in Judaism, it's known as it's known as Sakina or Sakina, the Sakina. So this energy that is arising for many of us, and I think, yeah, with the nudity, I can't keep it up too long, but this energy that is arising within us, can do that. With this energy that is arising within us, or within the earth, it is going to affect us, which is why I keep saying rising within us. Within the earth, it is going to affect us in a way where you're going to feel, I feel a lot of heat on my feet right now. You're going to feel the energy or the passion or the willpower or the ability to power through, to push through things that you've never thought you could do before. If that's leaving a situation, whether that be a job, a city that you no longer want to live at, or a household, whatever it is. Everybody's different situation, and I don't want to focus too much on independent things. We're going to get to that in a minute. But what I'm hearing right now, what I'm channeling, is that this Shakti energy is going to help you to transcend, and it's going to help you to as above, so below, as within, so without. So as the earth awakens and arises, so are you going to be arising. I'm hearing the word into your phoenix form. We are arising into our phoenix form. What's happening right now is that the earth is expressing itself. The great mother is going through her expression process. She has a lot to say. A lot of things that she's unhappy about. A lot of birds right now are flying by the outside my window, and there are some things that she is happy about. We're not all like doom and gloom and terrible human beings, but there are things that she wants you to hear her speak, is what I am sensing from this card, from the expression card, because it's almost like there's a broken heart here. I'm seeing here between these two cards with the eyes closed, integrity. It's a broken heart as how we've been treating our earth, how we've been coexisting with the other creatures, and other creatures meaning one another as well. I read and heard a statistic that said that slavery is more prevalent today than it ever documented in history. Okay, and again, this is by documentation, because we know there's things should go down undocumented too. But as far as what can be confirmed by a statistical number that was logged and counted, slavery is at its highest than it's ever historically been. So it's about how we are loving one another and how we are loving our planet. Do you throw your garbage just any fucking where? And what does that say about the planet that you are living on? This is your home. If there were alien invaders that came up to your door right now, knocked on it and said, all right, can you come outside? I want to live here now. You're going to be like, fuck off. Like, what am I supposed to do? Maybe not, because you might be like shit scared, but you're going to say, fuck off. Like, what am I going to do? Like, this is my home. I'm not going anywhere. You go back to your fucking planet. Go back to Mars or go back to Venus where it's hot. We have great weather here. We have 4 seasons. Do you have 4 seasons, Venus and Mars? Not to talk shit about Venus and Mars, you know what I'm saying, because we are, we are all one up there in the planetary cosmos. But it's more so about the principle of you having respect and love for where you stay. And also, I'm hearing the Great Mother say that clean up your house. Some of y'all ain't cleaning up right. Clean up your home, clean up your house. Make sure that you're remaining tidy and keeping the inside as well as the outside nice. There is something about the good energies and the good spirits that come forth when you do that. I want to get some final predictions and things that you want us to be aware of on a global scale, Great Mother and Divine Spirit, Goddesses. What do you want the collective to be aware of on a global scale? I need to clear that energy because that's from a reading. And this woman from this reading I did, personal reading. Oh my goodness. Not the customer, this woman who's like attached to my customer or my client. Oh my gosh, her energy was so strong. 111 on the clock as I say that. So I gotta clear her out. Okay. All right, y'all. So let's see last minute messages on global predictions. Three cards. All right, I like this. We're moving in threes today. 3 is my number, okay? So we have here the Fool card. We have here the Knight of Coins, but it is in reverse, just for record. And we have here the 5 of Swords as well in reverse. So hold on one second. Okay, there's a new territory. There's a new it's like a new treaty, territory, treaty. I don't know all these words that they use. But there's a new agreement. It's going to create a new territory, a new land, a new providence that's going to emerge this month. It could be a new form of citizenship requirement. It's something that has been very worked on very quietly. So this makes me feel that it's like on a government level, like on a government scale. But what is going to happen is there's some type of there's a new citizenship or a new land. There's something with land and citizenship that will be given out to a select group of people. There's a certain amount of people who will be able to qualify for this citizenship. Spirit, give me a little bit more clarity. Oh, it's around money. So there's going to be a massive, look at all this money energy. 8 of coins, Ace of coins, Page of coins, Knight of coins. So globally, what I see happening is there's going to be some type of like approval or some type of, birds are talking. Some type of approval that is going to be passed, a bill, a legislature, a tax law, fuck if I know the words that are correct to use, but there's a legislature or a tax law, or there's some type of bill that is going to be passed that's going to allow certain citizens, that's what you're saying, thank you, certain citizens you have to be a citizen for this benefit. Certain citizens will get these benefits that are going to now come through this type of taxation law. It's going to be something that helps. It could be something with mortgages, something that helps with you clearing out debt from finances. It could even be like a new debt relief payout that comes through. The High Priestess here in the middle. Yeah, so this is something that seems like there has been battles for it in the courts already, for this legislature to come through. It could even be something that mainly benefits women citizens with this High Priestess here. But overall, there is some type of financial boost or bonus that we can expect to see come in globally. And I do feel the focus is on the US, and I apologize. I tend to channel the US because that's where I am. So if you got a nice little place for me to stay, I can channel, come through where you're at and channel some of the energy that's there too. But that is what I'm feeling for global. So we're going to transition now into independent energy. Okay, so first and foremost, let's look at the overall energy coming through. So goddesses, help me to see independently for us as individuals. What do you want us to focus on for October? What's the energy? What do you want us to know? What's important for us to know? 3 cards again. Wow. So I just want to point out that the Holy Trinity force is definitely here with the 3 cards that we keep getting out. And it's getting a little cloudy because of it's like a storm that's passing through where I'm at. But we're going to keep going. I like the dim lighting, actually. Okay, so alchemy, Bridget. Ace ecstasy. I like how they do that. And then fire, delight. What have you been creating? That is what the first question that comes to mind. What have you been creating? What are you creating at the moment? What are you manifesting at the moment? What are you alchemizing at the moment? Take a moment to think about that, okay? Seriously, the first thing that comes to mind, what are you creating right now? What are you manifesting? What are you actively within your spirit trying to call in? Doesn't matter what it is. You got it? Okay, it's on its way. You are literally about that fresh start with the Fool card before, but that was global. Let's focus on now independent individual. You are at a point where you are manifesting. That's too weak of a word, and I don't even mean to disrespect the word manifest, but you are at that gate. You're at that point where you are ascending into the frequency in which your dream reality exists. So you are going this month, the goddesses are helping us to undergo the alchemical process. And I just want to point out, we have Bridget. We have the goddess Bridget here. And Bridget is the goddess of alchemy, which is also the goddess of witchcraft and the goddess of magic and sorcery. So this is a month about you connecting in with your magical prowess. What are your magical powers? Do you know? Did you know that you had some? As the wind eerily picks up right now outside, one of my magical powers is I can control the elements. Now, you may be wondering, okay, well, girl, go ahead and make it snow right now. It's not as animated or as X-Men movies depict it, but that's where we are now as a collective in another 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 plus years of our evolution. As we dedicate ourselves more to our path, we may get there. And it may not take as long for some of us. There are some magical practitioners in other countries who are banned from coming to the US because their magic is so strong. Okay, they can create illusions beyond your wildest dreams. And there are some that are here in the US. So, and many of which either work for the government, run the government, or the shadow government. But this is not to create hate. This is just to know that there is power that exists out there beyond your wildest of imagination. And it's not in, again, a mystical fantasy way. I cannot get that. Fantastical? Is that the word? I don't know what the word is. But my friends, what are your magical abilities? And the month of October is asking you to visit your visit yourself, your inner self, and your powers. How is it that you create, and how is it that you destroy? And this is not creation and destruction for the delight of it, just for the fuck of it. This is for you to be able to create that life of ecstasy that you so desire. So how are you, when you look at your creation gifts, do you enjoy daydreaming? Do you like to take meditative baths? Do you enjoy journaling? Do you like to do music or write or create things? And how is it that you destroy or remove things from your life? How do you banish and clear negative energy from you? Do you pray it away? Do you cry it out? Do you have a really good workout session at a gym? What are some of the ways that you are channeling your willpower? Because like I said, going into this, your dream, your manifestation, that thing that you're actively calling in, I don't care if it's a lover, I don't care if it's a new house, I don't care if it's hitting the numbers and winning big money, I don't care if it's a car, I don't care if it's a relocation, whatever the fuck it is, you're about to get it. Like, it's right there. Like, this is your thing right here, and you're like right here ascending onto it. You're just like wavering at this frequency level right here, and soon you're going to gain the knowledge, the strength, the mental willpower and ability, and you're going to be right here, and you're going to ascend and match and meet what it is that your dream life and your ecstasy is. So October is really, I'm feeling like a month of shadow work. It's a month of self-focus. It's a month of you studying a particular type of energy work, a particular type of magic work, a particular type of self or personal development work. And those of you who don't like magic, and I mean, if you don't like magic, then you're probably in the wrong place, my friends. Okay, because can you tell? Can you tell what I'm into? But I'm a great teacher. If you're not into it, I'm really good at helping people to get introduced into their personal power at a comfortable rate of their own. All right, we don't self-impose over here. You have full space to be who you are. So with that, set up your altars or get your prayer spaces right. And also, this is a month for you to be protecting yourself spiritually, because we are getting close to where the veil is thinning, where that happens during Halloween or Samhain. And during that time, we are susceptible to lower level energies as well. And those lower level energies can appear in ways where you'll have arguments with your loved ones that you're like, damn, why are we even fighting about this? We never really fight. Like, we haven't fought forever. Or you may have like a really bad day, depressive thoughts, issues with your car, issues with customers at work or co-workers, things like that. So make sure that you are cleansing yourself. But overall, with delight, alchemy, and ecstasy, we are on our way to manifesting the exact dream version of our lives that we want. It's just, you have to take a little bit more command of your abilities. And the way that you do that is through learning. So if you're interested in getting a few suggested texts or literature, I should say, are people even doing that anymore? Everybody's doing like AI shit. Like, stop fucking with that AI shit, man. I'm telling you right now, it's gonna make you dumb. It's gonna make you stupid. It's gonna take your God power. It's good for certain things to reinforce, to correct, to like edit and shit like that. But if you start replacing your ability to think, you are stopping your God ability, which is your power to create, and to create from the imagination. You are dormant. You're dormanting your imagination. So that's just a side message when it comes to the AI programs, because every time I turn around, motherfuckers is giving me AI. I like it. I appreciate it. It is helpful. It is useful. It is great. It's a great tool, but it should never replace your creative thought process. Trust me on that. So, which goddesses are coming to help us for the month of October? Which goddesses are coming to help us for the month of October with our magical abilities and our manifestations? One second. Wow, we got a witch goddess too. Okay, let's get a third one. All right, so I just want to point out we got Bridget and Bridget. All right. I'm just saying, like, she's definitely heavy in the building. Okay. And I fuck with Bridget because she's that warrior force. She's who you calling. She's like the female. She's a divine feminine version of Archangel Michael. So the first goddess that we got is Rhiannon. She's so awesome because she is literally look at the title, sorceress. So Rhiannon there's even a song by oh my gosh, I cannot believe I'm not remembering her name right now. Stevie Nicks. There's a song by Stevie Nicks that's about like Rihanna or Rhiannon and the power of basically this sorceress. And it says here that you are a magical person who can manifest your clear intentions into reality. That is funny. That is super funny because weren't we just talking about how this month think about the thing that you want, that you're calling in? Well, guess what? That thing is coming into you. All right. Well, literally, this is being reinforced here, but you only get there once you tap into your magical powers and your spiritual abilities. So what are those magical powers? What are those spiritual abilities? Are you spending enough time in meditation? Are you spending enough time studying about your craft? Have you been on my website learning about the power of your name, learning about the power of light versus dark magic, learning about how to ground and protect your energy, learning about there's a lot of stuff that I have on my website that you should be checking out for free. Okay. Also, we have here Ichel, which is the medicine woman. So Ichel is also coming here to help you to channel your divine. You are a channel for divine healing power. And like I said, all of you have superpowers. It's just like, do you know what your powers are? So spending that time with understanding how your divine medicine works, how to activate your divine medicine, how to use your divine medicine. Many of you, especially if you're attracted to my channel and shit, many of you are healers. So you're probably at this phase in your life where you're either ready to expand on your healing ability or you want to understand your healing abilities. And this month is going to be a great month to put you into a position to achieve that. We have here Mayat, which makes perfect sense because we are in the month of October. October is the month of Libra, and Libra is ruled by the scales, which is Mayat, the balance. Also known as I cannot think, like my mind today is like fuzzy. Anyhow, Mayat as we have here. So with Mayat, we have here that the situation will be handled in a fair and just manner. Now, it did come out in reverse. So I do feel that you are being called to handle things fair and justly, because with great power comes great responsibility. If you learn a way to do a banishing spell or a magical spell that can be used for dark, everything can be used for dark or good. It's not the magic. It's not the spiritual practice. It's the practitioner. It is you. It is the person who is putting forth this spell. Are you going to use this for good? Are you going to use this for bad? So this is about you trying to understand. I'm going to put this back in reverse so that the channel comes clearly. It's about you understanding how to put forth divine love, peace, and to move with justice, to really think things through and not move with a high emotional response, to not be hot-headed, to not react without thinking through and allowing your wisdom to be channeled in response first. Because if you do not do that, you will be, a heavy hand of justice will be delivered to you. Because you, my friends, with a lot of times we say we're chosen ones. And yeah, we are. Many of you are who are watching this. Not all, but many, most. Because I tend to attract only chosen ones. But with that, Great power, great responsibility. You don't just get to be a chosen one and walk around doing what the fuck you want. You have to lead with love. You have to lead with integrity. You have to lead with peace. You have to lead. And didn't we have integrity in the global part of the reading? You have to lead with peace, because that's where the earth wants to go. That's where the earth wants to be. That's the earth's natural resonance. We just have parasites on our planet that's bringing down the vibration to run their own agenda. But those parasites are dying. They are. They can no longer sustain where this earth is elevating to. The sun rays itself is killing them. The sun is killing them. The sun itself. So that's why they want to go to all these other planets and figure out, okay, well, how can we build some more tunnels to go underground, and how can we make it to Shambhala? And motherfuckers ain't gonna let you in because they seen what you did on Earth. If we saw what you did on top, what makes you think we're gonna let you in our tunnels underground? I can't trust you. I don't want to have a village next to your village. Our last goddess is Anya. Anya or Iwin. There's different ways to pronounce it. I've heard people say and I've looked up. So Anya Iwin, this is the ancient mother in her Celtic or European form. The ancient mother is saying to take a leap of faith, take a risk, and put your heart's true desire into action. And going into this, weren't we talking about passion and following that passion and having that willpower that helps us to transmute what it is that we want to see, and to create the desires that we are ready to have in our lives. So I do feel also that this is a time for you to move in conjunction with your inner spirit, to allow your divine masculine and your divine feminine to have a romantical affair, which is also what Mayat represents too, right? That balance between the two, the balance of the masculine, the balance of the feminine, because the feminine is where we get the information, where we get the source of all from. We get the power, we get the information from the feminine. But then what do we do with it? Once we have all of that, we got to project it out. We got to send it out. So when we send that energy out, that's our will power. And that is where we have the divine masculine energy come forth. So I was going to say before, but as I split the deck, I see that it's time to meditate. So I do want to just reinforce for some of you, you should be meditating a little bit more, because the meditation is going to clear the fog around your mind. And I'm hearing to meditate more in the dark, less in the light, because that's where your pineal gland is going to be able to open up, and it'll activate safely activate your third eye. Okay, you don't want to do that too quickly. It can make you crazy. Okay, it's not a game out here. Spirit and goddesses, can you let us know what advice do you have for us for our last before we depart out of here? Our last round. What are the pieces of advice that you have for us? A little bit more advice if you can give us. Come on. Take the leap of faith. A little bit more, if you could, please. Some of you, this transition that will be happening to you, there will be a proposal that will come in. There will be an opportunity. There will be a way for you to relocate. There will be a way for you to start fresh with that Fool card before. That is, they're saying for you to take that opportunity. Take advantage of that. Don't ignore where you are. If you continue to ignore it, the issue is growing because you continue to ignore it. A part of the reason why we are getting so much like magical alignments and like magical activations and all that is because we need to use that strength to make really big changes in our lives. Like, many of you have been teetering on your greatness. You've been like playing around with yourself when you have so much potential. Like, the goddess put you here to be God. You hear what the fuck I just said? I said the goddess put you here to be God. That in itself is divine union. So how are you being God? How are you generating, operating, and destroying your life? Okay. And you are being protected, or you are very protected at this time. So the advice is to, last one, I don't know if I read this already, but I'll read it again if I didn't. Your discipline, your dedication and discipline is required. So like I said, hit the books, hit your meditation, study. learn. And if you need help with that and support, I offer 2 types of services that can help you with that. I have a free alignment call. There's no gimmicks. There's no sales pitches attached. It's just something that I'm offering from the bottom of my heart out to the public for now. So get them while supplies last. We will set one spiritual SMART goal that helps you with one particular task or goal or dream manifestation. Doesn't matter what topic, from money to love to spirituality, whatever the fuck, I can help you with it. And when you really, really, really want to change your life, you should definitely book one of my readings or one of my other services. So check me out on my website. Until next time, I think this covers everything. All right. So Reiki, I break the bond between you and I love you, and Love Naturally is out.